Go. What's up, guys? This is the Roma English podcast, the second episode. I hope you listened to the first episode. If not, I would probably recommend to go listen to it, at least the first couple of minutes and last couple of minutes, so you know what this is all about. Today we're going to talk a bit about first the Parma game, then the Brescia game. Then we have some players we want to talk about and some behind-the-scenes things like the board owners and stuff, and then previews of the Verona and Inter games. And we have, as always, Seb and Sasha here.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
So, yeah, and today we actually have video. We're going to start doing this, I think. So, yeah, I guess we'll just get right into it. We'll start with the Parma game. Who wants to start?
I can start. Let's start off. It's a pretty important win. Parma is chasing, such as some other teams. And we finally got a win, guys. We finally got a win after lockdown.
Hey, do you forget about Sump, Seb? Come on.
It was after the Sump
two
game.
volleys.
Yeah, but we needed this. It was a big game. Despite conceding pretty early, I think it was an improved game. But I think the way the players executed it was somewhat because we went to crosses a lot, which we probably shouldn't, because we have the biggest guy that can't score headers in the league. Despite him having 6 heading goals, but 80 tries. So yeah, but it was pretty much 50% Spina crosses and 50% Bruno Perez crosses. It wasn't really pretty. But in the end, we got a win. Great goals from Mkhitaryan and Veretout. The Mkhitaryan goal showed what we can accomplish when we actually play besides crossing.
Exactly.
And Veretout was just a screamer. You gotta love that man.
I've gotta say, something I was impressed with in the Mkhitaryan goal was Pellegrini's awareness. Because most people would take a touch and then try to shoot. Like Dzeko, he wouldn't have left that ball. I think Dzeko would have taken a touch and missed. But Pellegrini actually saw Mkhitaryan behind him. Or he didn't even look at him. He just knew he was behind him and let it go, which was great to see.
Yeah. Well, we hope he knew he was behind him.
Yeah.
Because Kalinic did a skip last night to no one.
True.
Which was nice to see.
A dummy from a dummy.
Yeah. My father my father's bald and he nearly tore his hair out at that skip.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was thinking about since this formation changed to a 3 at the back, I have seen very little from Dzeko. I have seen very little. He's been quite bad.
Although to be fair, I mean he should have had 2 goals last night, guys. Let's not forget he hit the crossbar and the post. Very unlucky to not be the 5-0 I predicted.
Yeah, that's true.
But
last night he was decent actually. But to be fair, it was Brescia and we were leading and they didn't seem to fight. So
we lost 2-0 against Udinese. I think we should. Mentally, I am now a Torino fan, and fuck yes, we beat Brescia, baby.
I mean, gotta accept the situation, so you know.
Yeah,
exactly.
Probably
it's easier to have lower expectations because then you're not disappointed when you see the shit that you see a lot of the time.
But the thing is, it's pretty weird because the formation we have is supposed to be surrounding the striker and giving a lot of options.
Yeah.
Where in the 4-2-3-1, it usually isolates the striker more.
Yeah.
But it somehow had an opposite effect that it's pretty odd, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if it's... I'm not sure what it is, but I think it might be due to Pellegrini not being as good in this formation, because I don't like him as a winger. He can't... The few actions he actually did well last night, it was all from him drifting inside and coming in central position.
Do you think his instructions were genuinely to play left winger? Because
I think
that is very strange. I mean, I saw it. He did for Italy once, I think.
Exactly.
And he looked good, but I mean, that Italy team. That midfield when it's playing, not as good, but it looks like flipping Barcelona.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They dominate games to a next degree. Where Zaniolo is the other centre mid, and he can just go play striker.
Exactly.
It doesn't even matter. We hold the ball the whole time.
Yeah.
But the thing is with this formation, the two behind the striker are the stars. They get the all-star treatment with
this.
this.
It's the Seedorf and Kaka. It's the Seedorf and Kaka. It's the same. You need a. But I'm telling you now,
so much to do.
Zaniolo
and
this
Mickey
formation.
behind.
Yeah.
Zaniolo and Mkhitaryan are tailored for this.
Exactly. Exactly. Mkhitaryan needs to play this position. I think when Pellegrini is on the field, he should play behind two strikers, and the two strikers preferably being Zaniolo, but could also be Carlos Perez. I think could play that. I don't know.
So then I think it has to be a Zaniolo once he's back does not move from the starting 11.
He's only 65%.
Yeah. He has to be in the situation like he was before his injury, where he is fixed, first name on the team sheet in that position, and then Mickey and Pellegrini can rotate. And when it's Mickey, you play two behind the striker, and when it's Pellegrini, Zaniolo pushes high up.
Exactly. That's what I think.
But are we going to continue our Parma?
Let's be fair. It should be more than 2-1. It should have been more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say it should have been more than 2-1 because a Parma fan could just as easily say we should have scored more than one goal.
Yeah, but
the
chances were there. Let's just say that.
I mean, Ibanez,
from a certain player.
Parma. Never mind.
We have to mention. We have to mention the VR situation in that game. As much as I think he's a really good potential player for us, it can't go without mentioning when it comes to this game.
I think. Do you know what? For me, what I see with that Villar thing, not if we were 1-1, I would ask them to sell him.
Yeah.
I would. If we were 1-1 when that happened, I don't think I would be able to participate in this podcast right now. I think I'd still be recovering. But I think it was 2-1, and he showed what I take from that. Yeah, he didn't score, whatever. He had the composure to control the ball in the box, turn and get a shot away, which no one else can do. He had the composure to stop and try and dribble the key.
And the run.
Yes, he didn't score, but I mean, the mental strength of this player is very impressive.
You know what?
I'm from the second division and can try and dribble a keeper one-on-one like that. What the fuck?
You know what I'm gonna say? The first chance I'm fucking upset with because he should have scored the first one. He should have just placed it in the bottom corner. The second one is it's a bad miss. He should score that probably, but it's not as easy as it looks. Because first touch, he is in a bad angle. If he tries to shoot, the keeper could easily.
You have to be Ruud van Nistelrooy and smash that top left corner.
Exactly.
It's really difficult.
It is harder than it looks, and then he tries to dribble the keeper, and the keeper makes a very good save. So
keeper. Do you know what?
Sepp is good. Sepp is a good keeper.
What I saw there was when Villa didn't shoot straight away. The keeper almost saw. I think the keeper this guy's not. I'm taking this ball. He knew exactly what Villa was going to do. He read him like a book, and I think that's. But still, I still give credit to Villa for having the composure to dribble in the box like that, one-on-one. Very impressive.
It is really impressive. I think you mentioned it with Petraki, that he managed to find both Çetin from the Turkish second division, who came and played pretty good football in the beginning of fall. Villar from the second division in Spain, who came in and did good. And then a guy that played 8 minutes for Atalanta, who came in and started for us. And then, sure, he has some mistakes, but he's been decent.
I mean,
I think it goes very underrated. His work in the fall. We
paid 3 million for Çetin from a second division Turkish side, and now he's worth like 15. I think that's what the sums are being talked about. That's a steal.
That is good.
That's very good.
I think
it can't be easy to scout from the Turkish second division.
Exactly.
It doesn't get exposure. So finding a talent like that,
I think.
is
do you know?
impressive.
And do you know where that skill comes from? 10 years at Torino.
Yeah.
You have to be a skillful sporting director to get a Torino team essentially from Serie B to Europa League at one point.
Yeah.
He's found, I mean, and when you're at a club the level of Torino, you don't have finances, so you almost have to be able to find these gems who can perform at a Europa League level, which is exactly what's happening now. Monkey was supposed to be able to do that, but Monkey got blinded by the dollar signs and decided he was now working for Real Madrid and he could fuck around as much as he wanted, which is not the case. But Petracchi is smart because I feel like he approached Roma with the mindset of we have to spend like a Torino and achieve like an Inter, you know.
Exactly.
And I'm very impressed with what he's done.
I think he's one of the best sporting directors around. We've had two of the best. Of our three last sporting directors, two of them have been absolute world class. Sabatini and Petracchi. And Monchi was world class until he. Whatever. We're not gonna get into that because that's just gonna be a 2-hour long rant.
That's the next episode.
Yeah, exactly. No, but like, and the fact that we picked two of them because of Palotta, that fucking upsets me. But I think I don't think we should get into that now. I think we should talk about the game first. Because we have that as a separate point possibly. So, something I want to talk about in the Parma game though. No, wait. We already kind of got into that. We could move on to the Brescia game actually.
I can start us out on this if you want.
Yeah.
I think the Brescia game, it started similarly to the Parma game because in the Parma game we conceded a penalty very early.
Yeah.
And you almost think, oh, this again. The Brescia game, Ibanez fell asleep for the first 15 minutes and we almost were 2 goals behind out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Very, very, very. Do you know what? I watch with my dad, and my dad's been a Roma fan for 40 years. For him, he doesn't like Ibanez at all. He thinks those mistakes are unforgivable. For me, I'm not as cynical a person, and I look at that and I think those mistakes are not the sign of an incompetent player. They're the signs of an inexperienced player and a nervous player. And I think that once Ibanez settled into the game, there was that moment where he got the ball and the guy was spinning past him, made a great tackle. Do you know how hard it is to make that tackle without fouling the striker? Great tackle, and then he dummied the ball past him twice, won a foul while we were under pressure. That is something no other Roma defender has done this season. And if he can bring that and minus the mistakes, he's going to be a top player, I think.
You know what I was even more... Yeah, I was even more impressed with another situation he did. He was Torregrossa was coming to meet the ball just outside the area. He was following him, and then Torregrossa got the ball, and they made a run in behind. So he let Torregrossa turn to make the pass, and he intercepted it so easily. And most defenders would just follow Torregrossa. He would just backheel it, and they would have been through a goal. But Ibanez was smart enough to see the movement behind his back and be like, okay, I have to track this player. If Torregrossa turns and shoots, Miranda is probably going to save it.
There was the one, and I... Oh, sorry, go for it, sir. Go for it.
Sure. But I think there is some potential for goal scoring in the future as well, because he has great positioning and timing when it comes to corners. The only thing he needs is aim. Because he had against Parma, I think it was the end of the... sometime he should have scored a header. And then there was against Brescia as well, where he got to it. He was in a good position, and you just shut it over. If you can control them, that's 2 goals in 2 games.
Exactly.
The potential really is there, and in that department, he could actually learn a bit from Fazio. Honestly.
Yeah, jumping wise, strength wise, speed wise, he is like Chris Smalling in a smaller body. It's actually he is very powerful. I think the one thing I wanted to actually, because I think if you look at it again, there was a moment where Brescia got him behind because Ibanez didn't turn and chase the ball, and he jumped to mark the striker, and the ball went over his head.
Yeah.
So that looks like an asinine error from Ibanez. But I do think that mistake happened against Napoli as well. And I don't think that mistake is happening. In fact, it's happened about 4 times in the last 3 games, I'd say, that ball over the top where he misreads it. But I don't think that's because he's an idiot who can't see how high the ball is. I think that issue is the ball gets played long from defense, and there will be the striker who is near Ibanez and the winger who is also near Ibanez, but he's slightly off to the side. That winger is essentially the man of the fullback, Spinazzola, let's say. And it's still Ibanez still needs to turn and chase that because he can't win it. But in his mind, I think that is Spinazzola's man. Spinazzola, I'm going to contest this header and stop this man from flicking on. If it goes over, the fullback follows. But in a 3-man defense, that is not, you have to follow both runs, and that can be difficult. So I think he's misreading who the ball is going for almost, whose man is whose.
Yeah. I mean,
and I think that's why he got moved into the middle of the defense.
Yeah.
Because he was struggling with that.
I don't think that situation. I'm guessing you're talking about the one that happened in the first 5 minutes. Do you?
Yeah. Whenever it happened, I think it happened once. So I'm sure.
Anyways, yeah. But the thing is there. Yes, I get that he misjudges or whatever. But I think also big problem there is he kind of, maybe he's stressed. I don't know. But he starts tracking the player instead of looking at the ball. And because the ball, like the attacker can never reach that ball. So I don't know why he's following. He should just be going for winning the header, whatever. So he should be looking at the ball. But just because he only did that once in the whole game, I think it's all right. It's a mistake.
As long as it doesn't happen once in every game. Because trust me, any team that is top 10, any top 10 attacker punishes you a lot harder for that mistake.
Big time.
True.
But one thing to take away from the Brescia game is probably who someone thinks should be, a lot of people should be man of the match, Bruno Perez. I think it honestly was his best game since coming back.
Yeah.
He did so good on the flank.
He looked like I was calling him Cafu during that game. He was
actually pretty justified.
Demon. I was very impressed.
He was going up and down the entire game. He was fooling defenders. Never mind. I think he hit, and obviously not every cross gets to the player, but I don't think he hit a bad cross. All of his crosses were threatening, and that is something that is huge. I think also then where he took a step up in his game. That ball inside to Zaniolo, where he dummied going down the flank, and then he just switched it inside with a cut pass to Zaniolo at the edge of the box. I didn't even think he'd play that pass. That was, if you can do that, that's Dani Alves, right back play. Fantastic that. And he was never out of position in defense. He intercepted everything he needed to. And he challenged in offense, not just crossing. He tried to go past defense, and he succeeded as well. Even when it looked like he didn't have control, he always got it first to at least get a free kick or get past it.
Yeah,
and it's not. And you know what? I want to say now, as much as we love Florenzi, I also love Florenzi. If we can get money for him, and we can keep Zappacosta, I think, and Bruno Perez keeps playing like this, I think we should take that money. It's difficult unless there's a change of coach. I think he'll come back in this situation.
I think this role is pretty much tailor-fitted for Florenzi.
It is perfect for Florenzi, but shit.
But
Bruno Perez, if Bruno Perez plays like this every week, I know it's a big if. If he does, he's better than Florenzi.
Yeah, and I gotta say this. I'm sorry, Conte. I know you have the Sora roots, but I don't think Zappacosta is good in a 3-back line. I think it's better in the 4.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Too defensive.
After the Parma game, I was screaming for Zappacosta to start because Perez's crossing was so bad in that game. Every time he just floated the ball into the box, And he had no pace on the crosses, no aim, just like putting it in there so that someone maybe can win a header. But then they can't score anyways. But what he showed yesterday was a huge improvement because he actually put in hard, accurate crosses for Kalinic to score. And Kalinic is an idiot that misses them, sure, but Bruno Perez did fucking well.
But the thing with
I was so impressed by Bruno Perez. And that's not all. I mean, I mentioned he was intercepting everything at you. He was always with his man. Also, his playing out from the back was superb. Under pressure, his passing, superb. I mean, it gave me a few heart palpitations, but because it's risky. But if you do it right, it's fantastic.
Exactly.
And that's why once we go 1-0 up, it looked like Brescia had stopped playing. But it's not that Brescia had stopped playing or stopped trying. The reason we're getting chance after chance after chance is because they have no choice. If they're going to get relegated. They have to come play now. They're 1-0 down. Yeah. Our playing out from the back was so good in that game last night that it literally left their defenders 2-on-1 all the time because our midfield and defense would take their entire team out of the game with 2 passes.
That's the thing. We've been very good at this throughout the season. We've had some games where our playing out of the back has been bad, yes. But if you look at the whole season, our playing out the back has been so good because we play out the back, play past like 2 or 3 players, and then we have a counterattack suddenly when it comes from build-up play. It's not like the regular counterattacks where you intercept the ball high.
Exactly. It's almost. Do you know what it's like? I understand now that you've said that. I understand why it's called vertical tiki-taka.
Yeah.
So you know the overload. You know the classic overload that Barcelona in 2012 loved to do, where they would have all 8 Oaks marking Messi on the right side. Everyone's marking, and then Messi all of a sudden beats 2 Oaks and puts Alexis Sanchez through on goal, 1-on-1, no one on the other side of the field. Yeah. That is what we do, except we do it with our half and their half.
Yeah, we saw that earlier as well. Side. Remember Kluivert's goal was Udinese. It was like eight passes from the corner our corner flag. It was 8 passes until Pastore set him up through on goal.
And that's such a good counterattack because it's not only.
It's probably one of my favorite goals this season because it showed like what we are supposed to do and what we are capable to do.
Yeah, same.
I think Pastore could be so good in the 3-4-2-1.
Could be
behind the striker as well, because it's really a position that accentuates a player that has a lot of flair. I think Mkhitaryan excels there because he can truly unleash his creativity, you know?
He's so good there.
And he's a good dribbler as well. He's very good with the ball, dribbling.
And that's what Pastore is so good. Pastore and Mkhitaryan both, because Pastore is capable of it. We've seen it this season.
Yeah.
If Pastore can play like his best this season, and Mkhitaryan can play like his best this season on the field at the same time, no defense can stop our attack.
That's a win.
That's why I don't like Pellegrini there, because he can dribble past a few players, yes. He does it decently, but he's not a dribbler. Pastore and Mkhitaryan are that.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people very upset with Pellegrini.
Yeah.
After last night.
I've even seen like long pass merchant and shit like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's warranted, but I get why people are upset.
You know how I feel about Pellegrini. Yeah. I have my criticisms of him. I love him.
Yeah.
Last night, I thought he had a good game. Maybe I'm clueless.
But
I'm saying he did not. He wasn't. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't Pellegrini through ball onto Jekyll's toe. It wasn't that. But everything he needed to do, barring, you can't expect a player to not make one mistake. He didn't make any terrible mistakes. He lost the ball once or twice. Everything he needed to do, he did very well, I think.
You know,
he held the ball. He moved it on well.
His help in build-up play is so underrated.
He didn't have to do more. Yeah, I agree. He did exactly what he had to do to help us win. We won. We won 3-0. How are you criticizing the guy who contributed to that? I don't understand.
I don't like saying this because I'm also really fond of Pellegrini, but I think that having Diawara and Veretout makes him kind of bad. It doesn't make him as needed as he was before because those two can do so much.
I think with the one thing I do say is I feel like if Pellegrini was on the field, it's still 3-0. If we were in 10 men without him, I don't know. I do. So I think he played. He did what he had to do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He wasn't the number 10 who carried the team, but he certainly wasn't holding us back.
No,
I
exactly.
think he did his job.
You know what I want to see? Because as you said, Diawara and Veretout, they're so good at at the build-up play and all that. So Pellegrini isn't really needed for that, even though he's very good at it. Especially Diawara, I love his build-up play.
Okay.
It was very solid interplay with Bruno Perez. But if we can make Pellegrini only care about creating chances and doing only that, because we don't need him for build-up play in this formation, then
but
I
playing
think
Pellegrini means either sacrificing play with great output like Mkhitaryan or Zaniolo.
So I think
And
Pellegrini and Mkhitaryan cannot be together without another like a Zaniolo on the field.
No.
Because I think Pellegrini and Mickey are both going to create a chance, and neither one of them. Mickey can, but I don't think it's his natural.
no.
He's not a natural get in the box and score. He's just a good player who can put away a chance.
yeah,
Exactly.
And he's been doing it because that's what he's needed to do for the team.
it's like
But I think that's what's almost minimizes our threat, because I think Pellegrini and Mickey essentially are trying to do the same thing. And then Mkhitaryan almost say, okay, I'll fucking score. I think Zaniolo with Pellegrini, you will see Zaniolo with 4 1-on-1s again.
I mean,
Because he wants to run in behind, and Pellegrini loves Oates to run in behind to give them a goal. So why is that's perfect, you know?
Mkhitaryan has 12 goal contribution in 18 games. That is
I truly think
such
he is,
good output. And
I said he was our best player. I don't see. I mean, I know people want to say no. I think obviously Zaniolo, when he hits his prime, will be on another level in totality compared to anyone on this team. But I do think Mkhitaryan is our best player at the moment.
It might
He
be
is just
because
so
we
good.
haven't seen him in 6 months. But I honestly, I think Zaniolo is looking better now from a playing point than he was before the injury.
Yeah.
Do you know the two things? So Zaniolo looks slower, but do you know the two moments where I was like, this Oak's gotten smarter?
Yeah.
He really has.
The pass into Villard, that fake pass into Villard, that's something he's added to his game. He didn't have that before. And there was another thing he did last night. He played a very clever pass, I think.
Okay.
I can't quite remember where it was like.
But you know what?
Where it was, I was very impressed.
I'm convinced he spent like 6 months in like a cryo chamber. So.
Well, he said in his interview last night that he spent the entirety rewatching every game and learning how to play his role. So
that
he
is
dedicated
such
some time to that.
Great mentality from a young player.
Exactly.
I don't know if you remember this, but I said this. Firstly, this is what I criticized before with his injury, that he isn't creative enough. And when the team sit in a low block, he doesn't do enough. That's why he's so good in big games, because then we can counter more, and he's so good at counterattacking. But
he's just so good at like, he's just got this, like, he's a killer. He wants to punish you when you make a mistake. He wants to make you regret it.
I'm not joking. He's looking borderline world class right now, coming off an ACL injury.
But that's the thing I said.
How messed up is that?
I was thinking either he'll become like, he'll be the new Florenzi after this injury, or the new Strootman. Strootman was a big
Strootman never quite get to what he was. I agree.
Exactly. No, but I was thinking either that's what's going to happen, and he's not really quite going to hit the heights he was supposed to do. Exactly. Or he's going to get smarter now. He's going to learn how to use his strengths, and he's going to be more creative because he'll sit and watch every game like he has, and that's exactly what happens. I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves because we've seen him for like 60 minutes since he came back or something. Yeah. So I think it's a bit too early to get hyped yet, but he's looking
never
good.
For
I want to get hyped so much.
Conte, never too early.
True.
I
was calling Ibanez. I was saying Ibanez was good after the first minute against Sampdoria.
True. But I think. Yeah, go on.
Go for it. No, please.
No, I was gonna move on. So keep.
Okay. I was gonna say with Zaniolo. I think with the Strootman thing, do you know when I knew it wasn't going to be a Strootman?
Mm-hmm.
When he was back in 4 months. If your body is recovering that fast, it's probably going to recover to perfection. Like, surely if it's not, you know, like if it's not recovering, if it's not going to get back to where it was, you would take as much time as you can to try and get it there, you know? And I think that's why Strootman and Florenzi took so long.
Yeah.
And they couldn't. Zaniolo
you know
was
what
fine.
The thing is? Totti made a recovery like this, but he never quite recovered physically. He did lose some of his speed, some of his...
With the broken leg in 2006.
Yeah, exactly. He did lose some elements.
But he became, not that he wasn't already, but I'm sorry, that Totti plus 30, not that his vision wasn't elite before that, but Totti plus 30 basically became, I'd say he was on Messi's level in terms of those balls he was playing. He was the best in the world.
He was probably like the top 3 passer in the world for like 5-6 years straight.
I'd say at that time, Pirlo, Totti, and Messi were the most dangerous people with the ball on their foot giving. See, Totti just, unfortunately, was just so slow that it did hold him back towards the end. But to be that slow, that's why I genuinely believe that he could play Kolarov's role at left back. Because he can also stand there and with the ball at his feet, he can put it anywhere you want.
One interesting thing about this is that Demiral and Zaniolo got the same injury in the same game. Zaniolo is back looking like this, and we haven't even heard of a Demiral return.
No. And that's why I was so confident Zaniolo would be fine. Because look, Demiral is also an athlete, exactly, of note. Demiral is like, I think Ibanez is going to be our Demiral.
Yeah.
Demiral is an absolute physical monster, and like I said, no sign of his return. Zaniolo, we were hearing he's back 2 months ago already. Like that is freakish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is insane.
Like honestly, he turned 21 a couple of weeks ago. He has the frame of like a real lumberjack.
25-year-old man,
and
like
and,
you said,
and on his day he runs like a gazelle. I mean, how can you stop that? He's a physical monster.
Exactly, and he has the technique too. Like his passing is great. I have showed this stat to you guys, but I don't think I've said it in the podcast.
That's good.
He has 8 big chances created this season and only 1 assist. Because big chances are chances that you should score. Like
it's almost an expected goal. It's an expected assist.
Exactly. Imagine if he had 5 goals and 8 assists this season. He would be deemed world class already.
So this is what I want to say, right? If Zaniolo played for Manchester United, he would be called, we don't need Sancho. This Oak's better. What Greenwood's done, I'm sorry, and I know all you United fans watching, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
I promise you. Greenwood, I've watched Greenwood's highlights. He scored some great goals the last few weeks, but if Greenwood has not done, if Zaniolo scored his first goal for United, they would have said it's the next Ronaldo. They would have genuinely been like, it's impossible, this is the next Ronaldo. If he sat the keeper like that and then chipped him, if Greenwood did that, he's never done that. Greenwood is apparently better than Sancho and Mbappe. Okay.
But the thing is with that all those like Martinelli, Greenwood type players, we see their highlight tapes. It's a couple of minutes a game, but that's all you see from them. That is what they do.
Greenwood is an absolute. I've got to say this. Greenwood's finishing is so good. He's a very good shooter.
What else
that's all he has.
What else?
Exactly.
That's it. I mean, the Greenwood, Martinelli, Foden. You see, the thing you see on the highlights is the only thing they bring to the table.
I'm going to say an insane stat that I read, and I double checked it. I think it's correct. Greenwood has 0.4 key passes per 90 minutes he plays. Harry Maguire has 0.4 key passes per 90 minutes he plays. Can we just...
That game. No, but I mean, honestly, I've been told that Greenwood will be like it's not even a chance. It's not even a question that he'll be better than Totti. That's what a United fan has told me.
Yeah.
It's not even a question. It's guaranteed. That's the minimum. Sorry, don't see it. Totti was 16 doing better things than Greenwood is doing now, but okay.
Yeah.
Sure,
I want to.
no doubt they will be elite, but
Yeah.
if you credit them for doing what they do, and overlook what Zaniolo is doing,
Exactly.
it's just ignorant.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly.
There was someone who was saying to me that sorry, Conte. Someone was saying to me that this England youth is the best they've ever had. I think that when they had Lampard, Gerrard, Terry, Ferdinand, Paul Scholes, Wayne Rooney, who was the other striker, Michael Owen, David Beckham. I think that was probably better. Yeah. And they still didn't win anything.
Same old story, same old song.
I don't know.
They will come to the quarterfinals and everyone will be like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" And then they will lose their mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to move on to another wonder kid.
Okay.
Papetti.
Oh.
Wow, my old man. I mean, so the reason I say my old man, I reference my father, is because it's we are all very learned. Like we read about Roma all day. He doesn't. He'll only watch games when he can.
Yeah.
He watched that game and said to me, I think Papetti made that sliding tackle. I can't remember. I don't know. It was on Perotti, where he slid for about a meter before and won the ball when he got injured. My dad said, I would spend a lot of money on this kid. A lot of money. I think, and I agree, he looks fantastic.
I actually said the same thing because I saw like his third start or something. So I had never heard of him before. I was just like, who the fuck is this Papetti kid? Because I saw him play and I was like, wow, this guy's great. How old is he? Because he looked very young. And I checked out and he was 17 then. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I want him now. But so I didn't even read about him. And I still made this judgment that this is a wonder kid.
The thing is with Papetti,
you can see
it's still before the hype.
Exactly.
It's not well known. You can get him for 15, 20 million now, but in 3 months he will be worth 40.
And I think Mancini. What do you guys think Mancini goes for now? I know always the Corona. Let's pretend Corona isn't a factor. Let's say the market is normal. What 25. Does Mancini go for now? I'd say. Do you 25. Think Mancini's 25 now?
I think others rate him for that.
We paid 25 for him though.
Yeah.
You don't think? I would say 35, 14. No?
I think it should be like that, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking like 30, 35 maybe.
So that's what you think would get for him?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking what you guys think his value is. Let's say he was at a club that didn't need money. What do you think his value is now?
40.
Because I think we got him before the hype as well.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. I would say so too.
If we could get Papetti for under 20 million, I would fly out and like buy dinner to whoever made it happen. Honestly.
Yeah. I would buy him a private jet just to fly him to Rome.
He is a future world-class defender.
How would you guys feel about sacrificing Smalling, obviously hypothetically, sacrificing Smalling for Papetti financially?
Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this. This depends highly on what we're on, how we're gonna what type of focus we want. Because in the short term, that's a terrible thing. Because then we're going to have our oldest centre back being Mancini. And not just because Smalling is a better player, but that Mancini is going to be our oldest centre back.
Fazio and Cristante.
Okay, whatever, shut up. No, but then we're going to start with Mancini and Ibanez. They're 24 and 22. That's not going to work. Our backline is going to be so inexperienced. But if we're looking to build a super team for the future, and we're okay with maybe even missing Europa League next season.
But I'm honestly thinking I think we're doing like a half thing where it's between win now and rebuild.
Exactly.
I think we gotta embrace it. Embrace the rebuild.
Yeah, I agree with you. We need to pick a direction. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. And can I tell you something though? And I know this sounds, maybe I'm being ignorant. I don't think we miss Europa League if you trade Smalling for Papetti. Especially, I'm saying next season. I'm not saying this season. I'm saying if you consider now that we have an actual system, everyone else is going to be better. Everyone else is going to be better. and the one centre back is going to get worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think we'd probably stay the same level. I mean, we didn't need Smalling to win 3-0 today. We had Fazio.
Smalling has dropped off in quality. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He has
conceded like 4 or 5 penalties just since New Year.
Smalling, yeah.
He has not been what he was.
You know what worries me for next season? So the teams that are currently, I would probably say, better than us are definitely Inter, Juve, Atalanta.
Yeah.
Napoli, because they've been looking hella good after Gattuso took over.
Yeah,
and they have
I must say their last
team.
game. Who's that? Was it Almas who scored? Who was it?
Yeah, Almas.
Wow, that guy looks good. The way he attacks the box from midfield is very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Milan, I would probably say, are possibly better than us because they have some good players. Benacer, Kessie, even
Zlatan is the difference. I'll honestly say, take Zlatan out of that team, they're not anywhere near as good as us.
If they're starting strikers,
because of the mentality he brings.
They aren't going
the mentality Zlatan brings.
That's the thing.
Up.
If they manage to fix their mentality, they have a better team player per player than us.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I honestly think so.
I think
Zaniolo makes us better
they're back
than
for.
the entire team.
I think Romagnoli, if it's Calabria or Conte, I don't know, and Musacchio are holding them back. They have one really good defender.
True.
Honestly, and it's
but the thing is, they have Donnarumma.
Yeah.
And he almost makes up for it. He's so
the
good.
The difference Donnarumma makes is actually, like, if they didn't have Donnarumma, they would be 10th.
Doesn't he have like 10 plus clean sheets in like 5 years in a row? That's insane. And he's 21.
He's 21 still.
He's 21.
That's mad.
But let's be honest, if Milan can start with a 16-year-old goalkeeper, we can start with a 17-year-old centre-back, or 18 by the time next season starts.
True. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Mancini actually has started to look like a leader in the last couple of games.
Yeah. Really
he has started to...
Mancini has been better than Smalling in every game since the restart.
Yeah.
Even since Mancini got this shoulder sleeve, he's been stepping up. I think there's some hidden leadership in that.
That fucking Colosseum tattoo, honestly, that Colosseum tattoo must have had like some kind of spell to summon Cafu in it. I promise you. I don't know how Bruno Perez did it, boys. He did it.
You know, a tattoo makes you a man. That's what I'm going to start saying now.
Amen. Especially a lightsaber tattoo.
For sure. But I think because we were talking a bit about the board, so I think maybe we should jump onto that with just the direction and stuff.
Just before we do, I do want to. I think there's one more player we do need to acknowledge.
Okay.
Spinazzola.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think.
What a beast.
Sure, Kolarov didn't do anything wrong. But I just think, I can breathe and I can think if this can stay fit, we sorted for fucking left wing back, left mid, left back, whatever. We're fine. We found it. We've done it, boys. Because that oak, when he's playing, he's Theo Hernandez level. He's up there with the best in the league.
I remember watching Juve when they came back from Atletico Madrid and Spinazzola came and no one knew his name. And he was
and he did it by himself. And he won the entire game for them.
It's that Spinazzola we've got him.
Yeah.
If we can keep that and Bruno Perez can keep this, we have like the best wing backs in the league.
Yeah. Exactly.
Out of nowhere.
You know what?
Out of having the worst in the league.
Exactly. I mean, he's been great, and we were giving Kolarov a lot of shit. He was actually decent yesterday. But I was actually starting to think that maybe he could actually be a centre back because he was moved there yesterday. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, as I'm also playing centrally.
He plays there for Serbia. Seb, I think you had mentioned.
Yeah. I mean, I thought he was very good defensively last night. Offensively, he did nothing.
In that
he
case,
just slowed us down.
But in that case, should Kolarov play left centre back and Ibanez move in centrally?
Ibanez did well centrally yesterday.
Do you know what? My problem with Kolarov, I will never say Kolarov can't defend. He can defend. He doesn't. He wastes all his energy, and then he can't defend anymore because he can't move.
Exactly.
He's capable. How about this? Sacrifice Smalling for Papetti Kolarov moves to centre back permanently.
That's a big win.
Then we have the experience. That's true.
Big win.
Yes.
Big win.
But I mean, we're gonna have to get on the phone with the Fienga to organize this, guy. So I don't know.
You know what? I was gonna say this, but I don't know if you realize that after we started this podcast, we've won every game and we barely conceded any goals. Someone is listening.
We did it, boys.
Exactly, boys.
But before moving on to the board, there is this certain player that we already touched a bit about that both Sasha and I really seem to enjoy. I don't know about you, Conte, but
Gonzalo.
Big future, big time player.
Yeah, no, I like him.
Thank you so much, Seb. We also need to speak about Brian, that bastard, and we will transition into him after Villard.
Yeah.
But yeah, go, Seb. You brought him up, so I think you speak first.
Yeah. The thing is, I honestly see like a mixture of young Iniesta with some sort of Pirlo in there as well. He has the component.
Oh, wow.
He has
a
it.
United fan. Oh my god.
I'm not saying anything about that. He does have it. He has that ball control. Sure, he looks like a 13-year-old kid that wears his pants, but
he looks you can't take the ball from him. Fix your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but you can't take the ball from him. Honestly.
Yeah.
But if you're not Luigi Sepp, of course. But he's so smart. He's great at build-up play. He creates chances and he makes intelligent runs. I mean, what more do you want from midfielder, honestly?
And he has the physique. Yeah. He has good physique as well. He does.
If he can put on muscle, like I mean, if you look at Joshua Kimmich or Goretzka for Bayern, they were Villar-esque physically. Yeah. Now they are Zaniolo-esque.
Exactly.
And all that is a bit of hard work, All that is a bit of hard work. And if he can put on that muscle, sorry, but Cristante, how much can we get for you? 20? I'll take 10. I'll take 5. How much was Villard? I'll take 2 million more than we spent on Villard. That's fine.
I think he was like 3.
Yeah,
5 million.
No, Villard was 2.5 million.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I honestly think he is. Maybe I'm being ridiculous. He hasn't played. I honestly think he's better, at least for us, at least on the field, than Cristante.
Yeah.
Like Villard, I feel like Cristante does more negative things on the pitch than positive, where Villard does barely any negative things.
But I just gotta clarify that I'm not saying Villard would ever reach Iniesta or Pirlo level, but I think he of the style of play.
Okay, no, I understand. I was just making fun of you, Seb. Don't worry.
But he does have the components to become a great midfielder. I could see him starting like 20 games for us next season. I'm not.
Well, I mean, he was in the Spanish under-21 team, and that sorry, but the likes of Dani Ceballos, Brian Ruiz, those caliber of players were in the midfield, and that guy was on. Yeah, he was. Wait, is his name Brian Ruiz?
No, it's Fabian. Brian Ruiz is the Costa Rican guy. It's like
sorry,
50.
Fuck. I'm just keep thinking of fucking Cristante. That's why. Fabian Ruiz was in that midfield, and I'm not saying he didn't start, but to be considered among that caliber of player, the boy has talent.
And he played in the second division as well.
Yeah,
and he was from what after Brescia, after Parma, I did a bit of research on Villard. He was very good he was rated very highly in the second division by the Alce. Like he was their starting number 10, and he could score from distance.
That's the thing. Division. He's a number 10, but he's solid defensively.
He is.
But I think it's almost. Remember, I think Cristante was this guy's. He's in my head. Zaniolo was a number 5 at Inter and Italy. It's not. I think midfield at that level is very very chop and change. If he's he was probably the best offensive player in that midfield, so they put him at 10. You know what I mean? Doesn't necessarily mean he's a 10.
Okay, yeah, but still, it shows he can do the job of a 10 while being good defensively.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not saying he can't be a 10. I mean, I'm just saying. No. I think I don't think we're misusing him by playing him deeper. That's what I'm saying.
No, for sure not.
That kid has got to get minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should be above Cristante in the rotation just because he can do what Cristante can do, and he could actually be worth something one day.
Exactly.
The one thing I really pissed me off who was it against? Where I think it was Udinese, where he put Villar as the third centre back in build-up. That I saw red. That was
a waste.
But I'm glad he seems to have understood that our midfielders are not defenders now. So that's fine. Hopefully we won't see that again. But there he looked bad because I think De Paul punished him with his pressing so many times. And I understand that. It's not easy to just play centre-back.
I liked Veretout in that role in build-up, but the thing is he's good going forward. Because Veretout is good in build-up.
While he played against Brescia, as far as I'm concerned, last night, Veretout was our build-up. Veretout would receive the ball, 3 players around him, take a touch, turn, and then play a stunning ball through 2 players. Like, what the fuck? He honestly looked like Paul Scholes last night. He played
Veretout starts for every team in Italy. Game. I'm not kidding.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. He starts at him. Maybe Inter. He struggled to start.
I also think it's an improvement over Brozovic.
Okay, fuck Brozovic, What am I saying? But as far as I'm concerned, Brozovic shouldn't start either for Inter.
Finishing goal.
You know what I absolutely love? Diawara and Veretout together, in build-up especially. When we're defending too, but especially in build-up, because Diawara is this calm presence that just always keeps the ball in the team, and Veretout can get the ball forward. So Diawara will receive the ball and almost never lose it. He can almost always put it into a player that can then move the ball somewhere else. Veretout can then get the ball and get it forward into Pellegrini.
Veretout last night was what I've been waiting from Cristante since we signed him. That's what I've been waiting for.
There is one area where Diawara should improve, and that's trying to find deciding passes. There's a lot of sideways passing when it comes to him. He should look to play down field to the fullback.
Did you like his volley? Did you like his volley last night?
Like the effort.
Shame. I appreciated the effort.
Yeah.
But I don't think that guy could finish in the 6-yard box.
No, you know what the thing is there? Even if you miss that shot, even if you put it up for a throw,
at least he showed the. Yeah, I agree.
No, but that's the good shot to take, because if you take a touch and get pressed, then they're gonna counter on you. So even if you put it out for a throw in, that at least you don't get countered on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
or you're Iniesta and you turn with the ball there, and then
exactly.
I mean,
if
we don't have Iniesta.
Diawara learns to do this many passes, that pairing is unstoppable.
So that's why I wanted to speak about Cristante. I've said already he should be kicked out of the rotation or whatever. Maybe put him as a permanent centre back. What do you guys think? Because Cristante kills this team. What we saw last night doesn't happen with him on the field. So
I think
what do you do with him?
In every single formation he's played this season, he's been terrible. But I still want to see him in a 3-1-4-2, as the central midfielder, so that he has one player behind him.
Next to Veretout, hypothetically.
Exactly, and Diawara behind them maybe.
Okay.
There, I think
so. Almost in place of Pellegrini's role. Almost.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he could be really. I think you could almost. What about? So remember how we spoke about how the Zaniolo would be the goal scorer and the other player would be the creator. What about Cristante in that attacking midfield, goal scoring box role?
He's not creative or flair enough.
No, not the creating role. Not the creating role. The Zaniolo role. To get in the box and score goals.
Yeah.
He does have the physique, but he doesn't have the instinct to get in behind defenders.
I would rather have him arrive late.
To get in behind.
Yeah, but not here. Not here. He lost it.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I think in this team, that's the only place I could see for him. In an attacking midfield, he's too bad defensively.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem with him.
But by the way, should we set aside 20 minutes from each episode, the Cristante segment, that's always there. Weekly Cristante updates.
I mean, Cristante is our most expensive midfielder, and he's our worst. That's why there's a 20-minute segment every episode, because he's actually our most expensive midfielder. Are you joking?
It's so bad. But the thing is, I'm not surprised, because at the time when we bought him, we had Monchi. So
I just thought, like, I remember at that time we were like going for, we had just sold who? We had just sold Salah.
Yeah.
And we were going for, like, there were like 3 names. I can't remember who the other ones were that we were close to. And then I don't know,
that says a lot, doesn't it? That really says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Cristante signed, and I was like, who is this oak? Oh, apparently he scored 13 goals for Atalanta. I was like, okay. Do you know why straight away I didn't like it?
Why?
Because 30 million, I feel like spending 30 million at that time, that was pre-Neymar.
Yeah.
30 million at that time should be for a player who, especially where we were, 30 million should be for a player who, shit, you know how good that oak is. Everyone's talking about that oak. Not, exactly. Oh yeah, he scored 13 goals for Atalanta, but no one actually cared.
Yeah,
no one cared.
30 million then should be a default type player.
You think so? I don't know.
I think even better.
That highly. Yeah, I agree. I think even better. I think 30 million. I mean, Salah was 35 million.
Yeah,
but that was just stupid. That was
like, no, I get you, but I mean, I don't think if Liverpool could get Salah for 35, surely we could also get someone really good for 30. You know, other teams. Roma is not the only dumb club in the world.
No.
So, I mean, you could have got
at
that time. Let's think. Kessie. I would have taken Kessie over Cristante any day.
30 million would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you could have got Kessie, who I watched Kessie and Cristante play against Roma, and I thought, holy fuck, this Kessie is an absolute monster. I didn't even notice Cristante. I was like, oh, is that Oku flopped at Benfica? Oh, where? That's what I thought when I saw. I didn't think this guy's so good, Roma must get him.
No.
I thought Kessie is awesome. So I'm saying, when you can't see it straight away, you shouldn't be spending 30 million on. I don't know.
No, that's fair. The thing is, I also start scouting players. Like when we bought Cristante, I watched like 4 or 5 Atalanta games just to see him. I was like, okay, maybe these. I was just unlucky with the 5 games I watched, and I was like, okay, maybe he's better than this, but he wasn't.
And
I was like, okay, well, what the fuck?
Yeah. I mean, if we got Vertu for 15, right? Logically, surely we could do better than Cristante for 30.
Oh, yeah. How old is Vertu? 26?
26, 27.
26.
Okay. Oh.
It's still 5 years. We just spent 15 million for one of the best midfielders in Serie A for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Or a lot of plus Valenza.
Yeah. So, not for real.
But the question, how much was Diawara?
22.
He was
22 plus Manolas.
Technically, he was.
No, technically
wasn't it 10 plus Manolas? Because he was because Manolas they gave us 22 plus Diawara, I think. No, or did they give us 10 plus Diawara?
No, I think they gave us 16 plus Diawara.
Oh, 16.
But Diawara was valued at 22, I think.
That is.
But we paid 14.
Getting rid of Manolas.
Yeah,
big and getting Diawara in return. That was great. I mean,
look. I think you said this in the last episode as well. But like, we should not be allowed to spend money. We should only do swap deals.
No.
Zaniolo, Diawara. Who else have we?
All of our swap deals are where we find our success.
Yeah.
And that is why we should have done and that is why we should have done the Cristante Mandragora, because no matter what, he would have been good because it's a swap.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Plus Mandragora is better.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna change that. We can only spend more than 5 million on a player or do a swap deal. Because if we spend less than 5, they're also stars, like Ibanez, Villar. You know. But I think we should move on to. We were talking about the board visions and things.
Yeah, I'm taking the back seat here and letting Conte do his thing here.
Okay. Well, I mean, we got into this a bit, but I think that either you go for a rebuild, a full-on rebuild, or you go on getting players like Cavani, like older players that are experienced, so that we can win something now.
Yeah.
I don't think we can do this half. Or you go spend huge amounts on current, like on people that are in their prime right now. But then we're gonna be in debt, and we're gonna fail for a couple of years after that.
Yeah.
So I think with the Smalling thing now, the Smalling transfer put us in a position of build for the future or win now.
Yeah.
Because it was always build for the future. Smalling was a 3 million loan that was supposed to be a stopgap.
Yeah.
And he ended up being world class. And now it's like, oh fuck, this guy's so good. How do we actually not buy him? But now I want to ask you guys this. Before Smalling actually came to Roma and became great, if Papetti had this season last season and we could have got him instead of Smalling, would you guys have been like, nah, get Smalling, we need the experience? See, that's the question. Because I think we're only thinking of Smalling as we need a win now because he's become so good. But financially, what we've sacrificed right now, we're still in a position to build for the future.
Yeah.
We haven't set ourselves back. It's just the step of buying Smalling. That's when the issue comes. Because once you buy Smalling,
I'm gonna say
we still have one of Europe's best young core. We have Mancini. We have Diawara, Pellegrini, Zaniolo, Kluivert, who it seems to be very split on Kluivert, but I'm
no, he's definitely talented. You can't question his talent.
Yeah, I'm pro Kluivert, and then Under has quality, just doesn't bring it. And I mean, there's so much to build on.
But don't forget about Cristante. He's a huge talent as well.
I will.
But now Villar and Ibanez, surely those two now. And Lopez is 23. For a goalkeeper, he might as well be 18 as well.
Exactly.
You can have him till he's 35.
Busato as well. If they keep renewing his contract and he fucking plays for Brazil, there's gotta be something. I have never seen him, but there's gotta be something.
It's Busato, honestly.
Busato! He's the next Alisson.
I mean,
he's called up to replace Alisson.
Guys, he's been called up for Brazil.
He's gonna be the guy that spent 12 years at Roma but didn't play a minute.
But Busato has been called up for Brazil's first team.
But I don't know, Conte.
There's gotta be something.
I think if there was something, now this is my thinking. If there was something, and we were in the position we were after Olsen, why not try Busato as the starter, and instead of getting rid of Olsen and spending 23 million, you put Olsen as backup? If Busato is really that good to be called up by Brazil. I think that's what I would do.
I would spend 30 million on Papetti to play him as a goalkeeper before playing Olsen again.
Olsen is back. You know that, right? He's training with us. He refused
is he
to
actually
renew
in the team right now?
There are four
he refused
goalkeepers.
to renew his loan deal.
Why? Why? What a strange guy.
There's Lopez, Mirante, Fuzzato, and now Olsen. What? Are we gonna have a team of goalkeepers?
Put Olsen up front. I promise you. He can be Dzeko 2.0.
Better than Kalinin.
Yeah, better than Kalinin. And I'm sorry, Conte. How the fuck? Okay, I need to ask because we're doing ownership. We haven't touched Zaniolo yet. Are we gonna do that after?
No, you can get into that. Sure.
You wanna? No, but I mean, we're in the middle of something right now. I mean.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's too much. What I'm gonna say about this future or current thing we're talking about, if we're gonna look for the future, I want to see us keep a hold of these young players, and when we sell a young player, or like if we sell like someone like Ibanez when he's 25 for like, I don't know how good he'll be, but let's say 35 million, then we have to get in another player that's 25 for like 35 million. We can't get in a 18-year-old for 5 million then, because then we'll have built this.
We're restarting,
yeah.
And we'll just restart it. And that's what we've been doing for like 10 years now. We need to fucking keep this generation and keep building on it instead of just restarting.
It is there.
You know what the thing is? Mm-hmm. The logic is right. You keep them until you win something and then you restart, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what Madrid have done. They finished their era of domination. Now they're buying every young Brazilian. So I think what happened with us was we came second like 3 years, and then we got the UCL semi-finals, and our ownership thought that's the end of this team's cycle. That's what this team can achieve.
Yeah,
I think that's what happened. But I do truly believe if we had gotten Mahrez, we would have won at least one trophy.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if we had Mahrez instead of Schick in that Champions League run,
who knows? Although, can Mahrez press like Schick did against Barca?
True. Can Mahrez challenge players like Schick does?
Can Mahrez win headers like Schick does? Come on now, be serious.
What did a Schick header ever win us? Nothing.
He did score one header. He
won us a game versus Sassuolo in 2017. Oh my God, he should be worth like 60 million.
Can Mahrez score a back heel against Virtus Entella in the Coppa Italia?
Exactly. No, but for real.
Yeah, that you see there. That was the same mistake of the build now for the future.
Yeah,
getting them mixed up. When we lost Mahrez, who was the build now for the win now? We were like, oh, we lost Mahrez. Let's build for the future. Like, what the fuck? Just go get some. He's not the only good wing in the world.
Surely there's someone else. Near too. Hakim Ziyech.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got the great Pastore.
Big win.
You know what the thing is? I don't know why this has happened, but we've had this build for the future thing. But then the board has realized that you need some experience. So they bought 35-year-olds that are shit now for the experience. It's...
No, because, at least they can tell them. Like, Pedro can say, how do you win? They can, Kluivert can go to Pedro. Perez can go to Pedro and say, Mr. Pedro, how do we win? And Pedro can say, you score more goals than the opponent. Exactly, Tim. That's what we need. They don't know that.
Worth $3 million a year.
Exactly.
But the thing is with Pedro, when he was bought, it was still the 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Where is he gonna play now?
That's exactly what I thought. Like, I think you should cancel that deal as soon as you can. Put that money towards Edinson.
Yeah.
We have way too many wingers.
Yeah, and we don't even play with wingers anymore.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. That's actually something I wanted to mention. The considering our wingers, Perotti. As much as I have been very angry with Perotti recently.
Yeah.
He played 2 world-class through balls last night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If he can get comfortable moving the ball, because my issue with that guy is he just gets the ball and then dribbles into the corner. If he can get comfortable getting the ball, giving another pass the way the rest of our midfield does, and then he can bring those through balls and he can run one-on-one at players at the edge of the box where he doesn't need that much pace.
Yeah.
Maybe he could be a backup in this formation.
He was really good in the role that he has. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what kills me is he plays like a guy who has speed, but he doesn't have speed.
True.
If he can get rid of that, he's got an ability to hit a great through ball. I mean, that he should have had 2 assists. Jacob got very unlucky to hit the post. Those were both Perotti balls.
Yeah.
We can call it bad luck, whatever. This is something I want to get into as well, yeah. Okay, I'm fucking pissed at people that criticized Kalinic for his missed headers, but no one mentioned Dzeko missing an open fucking goal. Kalinic scored a goal, missed 2 half chances, sure, but Dzeko misses like 2 of those a game.
I think Kalinic's header, Dzeko scores, no doubt.
No.
That's why.
You know what? I think it was versus, was it versus Cagliari maybe? In the first,
where Dzeko missed the similar header.
He had an open goal header from a corner, and he headed it into the goalkeeper when it was an open goal. I was like,
I remember
that's
that.
so bad.
I agree with you.
And I don't know. Like the thing,
I still think Dzeko scores that header.
I don't think Kalinic is a great player. I don't think he should be at Roma. I think we can get better. But if you're gonna criticize Kalinic for that, then Dzeko has to get at least as much shit for missing an open goal.
We talked about the fans last time out, but it's always like find one guy or two, blame everything on them, and be blind towards what they do good.
Yeah.
Because I spent the entire first half defending the things that Kalinic actually did well, and everyone was like, "Fuck it, it's Kalinic."
Now, Seb, honestly, I'm not even trying to be funny. What did Kalinic do well in the first half? Because as far as I'm concerned, every time he got the ball, he either tried to fall. I mean, he was falling before guys got near him to win fouls. Not even trying to play in the first half. I was fuming with Kalinic. I won't say he's shit despite the goal in the second half. I will say, well done. Great touch, great finish, great composure. You did very well. You did your job. But he deserved all the criticism in the first half because he had a shocker. He was not, and the reason Dzeko doesn't get as much criticism as well, I think is because Dzeko may miss the same chances. Kalinic missed that free header. Dzeko may miss the free header, but at least the rest of the time he's fucking playing, putting our wingers, not falling over. And I think with Kalinic, you're doing everything else shit, it's easier to criticize a missed chance, you know?
I think I framed it like this, that Kalinic wants to do good things that he's not good enough to do. I mean, he tries.
Same as Cristante.
Yeah, but no, because Cristante doesn't try. But the thing is with Kalinic that he tries to do combinations with the wingers. He tries to put defenders on his back and win headers back to the others. The only thing is that he doesn't do it well, but the effort still is there.
Exactly.
And you can blame the misses, but he got in the position. He found an open header. He did the very good run to Carles Perez pass.
Yeah.
And those things matter too.
Okay, fair enough. But now look at it this way. Kalinic misses easy chances. We criticize him for that. Conte says Dzeko misses easy chances. We should criticize him for that, right?
Yeah.
My thing is, an issue with Roma, before Kalinic and after Kalinic, is our strikers miss easy chances.
Yeah.
Dzeko is our star player despite the missed chances because of everything else he brings.
Yeah.
His alternative fails to bring anything he brings and misses easy chances.
Look.
So when it's already so frustrating, it's like Kalinic, you don't have to do fuck all. We understand you can't play. We understand you're not going to help in the build-up. You're going to fall over. At least fucking score the chance. Because you know what? Dzeko's doing all of this. I can understand he missed. Fine, he missed. At least he's pulling his ass everywhere else, you know?
Yeah.
And when he doesn't, Roma fans do tear him apart. He was almost sold. He was hated last season.
True. You know, I think the criticism towards Kalinic is fair, but I don't think the focus should be on him missing chances, because I heard a stat from a commentator that like 3 or 4 games ago, until then, I don't know if it's still the same, but until then, the players with the most chances in the league was him and Immobile. He had the same amount of chances as Immobile.
Dzeko.
Yeah, Dzeko.
Yeah, I heard that too. Yeah.
You know, that's...
One of them
13
has
goals.
30 goals and the other has 14.
Yeah.
But takeaway depends from Immobile because he has 14.
And
it's the same.
now here's my... Okay, yeah, there we go. Dzeko doesn't take penalties.
But still.
And then the other thing is, no, but I agree with you. I agree with you. No one is trying to say Dzeko can finish like Immobile.
No.
Immobile,
No.
Immobile, only reason Immobile is a Serie A player is because he's an elite finisher. He's one of the best finishers. Unless he's wearing Italy's shirt, he's one of the best finishers.
Yeah.
Dzeko, but you can't, like, Immobile doesn't do everything else Dzeko does, you know, and then scores as well.
Okay, look, I'm not
Immobile
trying to
only
compare.
scores.
I'm not trying to compare Dzeko and Immobile because they're very different players. What I'm saying is, Dzeko still has more chances than every other striker in the league, and still he only has like 13 goals or something.
14.
I just think that's, and I kind of want to get into this as well. With this new system, Dzeko isn't needed as much in the creation because we have so many other players that are needed for that. Maybe we need to. I like Dzeko. I really love Dzeko, and I think he's a great player. But I don't know if it's maybe the case to sell Dzeko and get in Cavani, because Cavani is a better finisher, and we need a finisher more than we need someone who can create as a striker.
But the thing is, Dzeko also has five assists. That's
true. But he won't get many assists in this formation. That's what I mean.
That's true. That's true.
Fair. So I don't know. I think this is like something to think about. I don't think we should definitely sell Dzeko and get in Cavani. But I don't know if we need a different type of striker for this formation.
But is Dzeko best as a finisher or a hold-up? Like, no, let's not do that. We done that enough.
Yeah. I think Sasha,
Zaniolo is going to be very... Yeah, and I think we can use this to transition into Zaniolo.
Yeah.
I think Zaniolo brings what we've been discussing. He brings that cattiveria to score.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, you can tell me, the Brescia keeper let it in. What you'll notice if you watch goal scorers, the keepers tend to make mistakes when they're facing them. It's just a thing. I mean, the amount of goals Ronaldo has scored where the keeper, like, lets it through his legs. That's the nature of someone who scores a lot of goals. And it's because if Zaniolo's always looking to score, that's going to happen for you, you know?
Exactly.
I mean,
because if you're not
the keeper made a mistake.
If you're not challenging the keeper, the mistakes aren't going to happen.
You know, exactly. You have to challenge the keeper, and that's what he does.
You used Ronaldo as an example. He takes like 6 shots a game. Yes, that might be a bad thing in some instances. Maybe he shoots too much, but still, it's thanks to those 6 shots a game that he gets goals.
Yeah,
exactly. I think there was a big difference where I saw why, and I think I can sum up why I want Zaniolo as a striker. Perez had a great moment where he got the ball in the box. He dropped his shoulder, beat the defender, and then smashed it into the next defender. A great finisher buries that bottom left corner. Because there was a gap to do that. Yeah. Zaniolo would have scored that, I promise you.
That's the thing. Perez has so many of those when you're like, okay, now he's finally going to get his goal. But then somehow the defender blocks it. And at first I thought, maybe this is bad luck. But it's been happening too much now.
It's because he just tries to blast the shot. There's no control or placement.
Exactly.
Like, I need to hit it as hard as I can. And then you can't actually position where it goes.
Exactly.
But I think Zaniolo, if you look at, and not only the finish, because obviously there's goal-scoring wingers. That was literally the first, aside from Dzeko, that was like Osvaldo that run in behind last night. That was like, he fucking attacked the back line. He wasn't, let's hope I'm free. He was like, these oaks can't fucking touch me. I'm gone, baby. Yeah. He ran through. They gave him the ball. He takes a great first touch, and he smashes it top. Even if the keeper saved it, that is fantastic centre forward.
You know, he could have might as well started celebrating when the ball was on the halfway line because he knew he was scoring that. He knew.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
he has that ability.
When Perotti got the ball, he was like, okay, well, I can start celebrating now because I'm scoring this.
Yeah. But the thing, you have to forgive me if this was. I don't know if we discussed this before or after recording, but stop me if you have. But the thing is, I personally think that Zaniolo looks better with this 65% version than he did before because of everything he's learned and have to adapt to since the injury. He has such a killer instinct since coming back. He wants to get back at everyone and everything he missed during those 6 months.
Yeah.
Conte, I think I had said to you in private message a few months ago that as bad as this Zaniolo injury is, and he may not be physically the same, it's a huge opportunity for him to take a step back and look at his game and look at the mistakes he's making and fix those. And that's what he's done. I think you can see that. That ball I mentioned into Villar, I mentioned earlier. Before his injury, 10 times out of 10, Zaniolo tries to score there. He doesn't even consider that run. And that shows that, like, in the two-striker formation, the ability to do that is it's incredible because you can then set up your other striker. You're not just both useless goal scorers who can't pass.
Exactly.
And that's why I like him so much, because he's so, yes, everyone's like, nah, he's more of a attacking midfielder. Yeah. But the reason he's more of an attacking midfielder is why I like him at striker. Because he's not just a finisher. He can do it all. And it's so valuable, because in a 3-5-2, those two strikers are your main men. Those two guys up front are the bread and butter of your team. They're the guys who are going to get you the wins. And that's why I want Zaniolo there, because he's someone who's going to get us the win, you know?
You know what the thing is? I only have one problem with Zaniolo striker. That's his movement inside the box. Because he's very good at attacking the defense and like encounters or whatever, like he did on the goal. He's very good creatively. He's become very good creatively since his injury. Because he wasn't really before. He was kind of static. But I think it was Perotti who dribbled past a player or something. And Zaniolo was the only player inside the box. And Zaniolo tried to like go for the cutback almost, when there was a whole free space behind, like between the keeper and the back line. If he would have attacked that, he would have had an open goal. Perotti put it into that area, and he got so angry with Zaniolo. And it's understandable, because Zaniolo should be there and score it. Now it's forgiven because he scored the goal. It's not that big. It's not like a mistake. But it's still, I think if he's going to be a striker, that's something he needs to work on. But I think he could. I definitely think he has everything to become a good striker.
Did you see the header?
I only need one clip to convince that you that Zaniolo could work as a striker. And that's his goal versus Torino last season, where he will lay on the ground like 3 times in the box, digging for the ball,
I mean,
just
did you see
desperately trying to score.
Did you see his header, his back post header after his goal last night?
No.
I was. They crossed it in. I think Spinazzola crossed it in, won it back post. Keeper saved it. But I mean, that's 2 men now we can aim for in the box.
Yeah.
And he made himself. And then, sorry, I mentioned the pass that remember I said there were 2 moments that I could see his intelligence. The one was the Villar pass. The other one was he got the ball in the right midfield on a counter-attack, and he was running at the fullback, and he was dribbling, and he stopped, pulled it back, and then just chipped the through ball over to Dzeko one-on-one, inch perfect pass. And then Dzeko did whatever Dzeko needs to do with that. But that was a phenomenal cross on his foot in the box.
I mean, I hate to be that guy, because we have pretty good. Once we get started, we can barely stop. But I think we should get on to the previews, because we have two games to cover.
Yeah, I think so too. I was going to say. Okay, so let's start with the Verona preview. Who wants to go ahead?
Thanks. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll go for it. I think I'm very, very happy that we're playing Verona right now. I think it's the perfect timing and the perfect test, because it's a good team, but not better than us, actually. Like, on paper, we should still win, but they are not a Brescia. They can still challenge our players. Yeah. So I think this is going to be a true reflection of where we are with the 3-5-2. And I think it's the perfect timing before the Inter game. I think Verona, obviously have shown they can get results against any team. I think they drew with Inter two match days ago. Yeah. But they lost to Brescia, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we can definitely beat them. I expect us to win this game. I know that's ridiculous, but I think, let me put it this way. Let me not say I expect. I'll say I'll make this call. If we win this game, Fonseca is the right man. I think this game for me personally is the decider for this man.
The thing, I think we have a better chance at getting a result now than we did the last game, because I think this formation that we have matched up so well, because last time Faraoni and Lazovic, they were running through every time. They got like 6-7 chances each to put good crosses into the box. And I think this time with a wider defense, we could put a stop to that. And a lot of Hellas' attack comes from those two running down the flank. So I think this could be good. Plus, we have...
Ibanez just needs to watch the ball over the top.
Exactly.
Because that ball over the top could kill us.
But I don't think they have any fast players, like strikers. Do they?
To run on. Okay. No, but I mean down the line for Lazovic to run onto like that. Yeah.
But cancelling out their wing backs plus having Veretout being this close to Amrabat the entire game could win us the game.
Yeah.
Because without Amrabat, they don't have that facilitator from the back, and I think Veretout should be like this close on him and trying like a lot of teams do with Inter when they cancel out Brozovic.
Yeah,
we should do the same thing with Amrabat because he is the core to their play.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna I'm gonna disagree a bit with you, Sasha, about the Fonseca being the right man thing, because I think this is a game we kind of should expect to win. Not because Verona is a much worse team than us, but because one, I think this break has kind of made them lose their momentum they had, and two, because they have such a thin squad. Like all these mid-table to bottom tables teams have very thin squads, so they'll be tired. We have rotated. Jacob will be basically fresh because he was rested this game. So I think this is something we should be expecting to win this game, I think. And I think we will. As you said, Sebe, this formation is perfect for this. We're in good momentum. We seem to look like a team again. But despite this not being the thing that will call it for me, Fonseca, I think that Fonseca might well be the right man, because he seems to, our mentality is slowly turning around, because we have for long had a problem with being not working hard enough and not looking like a team. The players run so much more now, and we work as a team, not just as individuals. So I think Fonseca is probably the right man long term.
And
I don't think this game will prove it.
Do you know why I say it for this game? Exactly because of what you said. Because we have momentum, because we should win this game. These are the games Roma always fuck up.
Okay, then it's fair. Then I agree.
If he can win this game, it shows a true shift in mentality for me.
Yeah.
It shows it's not that Brescia was shit and Parma was shit. It's actually that we've got something now, you know?
Yeah.
If we can actually win this game. That's what I'm saying. I think it shows this game will justify his work. I don't know if justify is quite the appropriate word, but it will be hard evidence of progress.
You know what I'm going to say? If we win versus Inter, then I'm going to be 100% convinced that he is the right man.
We have
no expectations for that game, personally.
Big games have been good.
That won't affect my opinion on Fonseca unless we lose 6-0.
No, I'm not. If we don't win, I'm not going to say he's the wrong man. I'm not going to criticize him if we don't win. But if we do win, then I'm going to be like, okay, this is 100% something.
I mean,
this man's
that's what I mean.
Because let's be real, in big games this season, it's been pretty good. We got 2 ties versus Lazio, beat Napoli first time out, even though they weren't Napoli they are now. Dominated play against Juve, even though it was a loss.
Atalanta
tie versus Inter, beat Milan first time. I mean, there have been results, even though it came at a bad time for a lot of the other teams.
So the two things I want to say that I don't agree with the 2 matches, but this is I'm being very specific about this. But I just want to say that the second Lazio game we deserve to win. We did. But the first Lazio game we deserve to lose.
We did. They had like 5 crossbars.
We also hit two posts in the first Lazio game.
I know, but I still feel like we should have lost that game.
I know, but we dominated the second Lazio game more than we
did.
Dominated in the first one.
I think it's a bit. I don't think we should say we dominated Juve. But that has been our games against Juve. I mean, since the Americans took over, they beat us in the first 10 minutes, and then they watch us think we're better than them.
I mean, there was 65% and 25-8 in shots.
Yeah. I promise you now, Sebe, if we had scored 2 goals and made it 2-2, Juve would have scored another goal at will and made it 3-2.
Probably.
They are just
that's how
they
Juve
just
play.
have our number mentally to another level. The only time we beat Juve is when they don't care. That's the only time we get results versus them.
Exactly, like last year.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your predictions? Score predictions for the Verona game?
I think it's a 2-0, honestly. I think
I'm with you on that one, Seb. I think a clean sheet is going to be very important to the boys. I think you could see in the Brescia game how fucking important that clean sheet was to Mirante. And I'm glad they got it. And I think a 2-0. I think that would be good. I think Mkhitaryan's going to come back. I think he'll get one.
Who should start? Lopez or Mirante?
Yeah, you see, I can't answer you because I don't know why Lopez isn't starting. I think it's actually ridiculous to bench Lopez.
He was
even if
so good against Napoli and Parma.
Mirante is so good, but Lopez is just objectively better in build-up.
You know what I think?
I think Lopez' communication with the back line is what separates them.
Maybe.
Yeah, but you know what I think? I think Mirante only started because he was Brescia. He doesn't need to, because Brescia aren't a team that's going to press us. So we won't have need for him to play out the back. Verona could actually press us. So
Lopez.
I think Lopez is going to start. I think he just wanted to give Mirante some more game time and more confidence. I think that's
because if you think about it, against Napoli, Lopez had a great game.
He did.
He had a great game. He made great saves. It's not that he had
maybe it was also to rest Lopez, because goalkeepers get tired even though it's not as much.
In Fonseca's interview post-match, he was very he wasn't very transparent with his answer, but they said why did Mirante start, and he said basically Lopez fractured his wrist, we spoke, and we decided Mirante should start. Okay. So I feel like maybe him mentioning that, I feel like maybe it was my wrists maybe a bit, maybe it's a bit tender, can you rest me? I don't know.
Exactly. I think he will start because he will be so. Yeah. Verona is a team that can press you, and you need a goalkeeper that can.
Yeah, and you don't invest 24 million on a goalkeeper who, besides that one mistake against Lazio, has been great this season.
Yes,
and then you just randomly bench him for your backup who's 35. Like, Mirante is good, but I mean, it's not the way forward.
It is the best backup keeper in the league.
You know what?
You don't want to build around Mirante and goal, You want the team to be able to play with Lopez. You want them to learn that.
I actually wanted to get into this earlier in the episode, but I kind of forgot about it. But we have the best fucking goalkeeping trainer in the world.
Yeah.
Look at Alisson before he came. Look at Szczesny before he came. Szczesny was a meme at Arsenal because he was so bad. He was one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Alisson, same thing. Mirante was good, but he's much better now. Lopez is a great. I don't know how he was at Betis, but he's a fucking beast now. That's why I have hope with Busato.
That's why I'm almost like. You see, there was a point where I was like, put the groundsman in goals. With our goalkeeper coach, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
The player who shut me up very fast was Olsen.
True.
But games like this should be the type of games where Futsal actually gets to play.
Yeah, I agree. Although, I agree. I think, I mean, we haven't seen Futsal, but if he's good enough, if he warranted that call up for Brazil, then he's probably good enough to get a debut against Brescia.
Exactly. I was gonna say my prediction. Then we'll move on to the Inter game. I actually think we're gonna concede one from a stupid mistake from someone. I don't know who, but someone is gonna have a lapse of concentration and give the ball to them, or forget to mark them, or score an own goal or something, and it's gonna be 3-1. I think.
It's been a long time since a Mancini conceding mistake, so now might be the time.
Exactly.
It's about time.
We have to happen something.
Fazio maybe. If Fazio starts, maybe it's gonna. Maybe Smalling is starting. Actually, is Smalling?
If I was Fonseca, I would rest Smalling to the Inter game.
Yeah, maybe.
True.
Maybe that's a good point. Because we need. Lukaku will kill us if we don't have Smalling.
Yeah,
he will kill us.
But Smalling had Lukaku in his pocket last time.
Yeah,
big.
You know what? Imagine Mancini, Ibanez, and Smalling versus Lukaku and Lautaro. Physically, they're gonna fucking destroy them.
Who is gonna destroy who?
Smalling, Mancini, and Ibanez.
are going to destroy Lukaku and Mancini. Lukaku and Martinez. Yeah.
But you know what scares me? Lautaro is so clever, and he could really punish Ibanez.
But Lautaro's been very bad since the restart. He hasn't been good at all.
I'm worried about. This is gonna sound crazy, but I'm worried about Candreva versus Ibanez.
True.
Candreva has been good.
Yeah, he scored the last game.
He scored twice against.
Oh yeah, actually you're right. He did score twice.
Yeah. Candreva is a quality player.
Yeah.
If we had Candreva on the right,
man, please. Bruno Perez is way better than Candreva.
At his best, yes, but Candreva is more consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
yeah.
What do we think about the Inter game?
I think we will have the midfield advantage. Will definitely be ours. I think
2-1. I'm calling it here. 2-1 Roma.
I would love that.
Yeah.
3-1.
I'm actually also gonna say I'm just gonna be optimistic because I always feel better like that. So I'm gonna say 2-1 as well. I'm not saying we're favorites. I think this is a 50-50.
Yeah.
But I'll say
I feel
2-1.
like if we could have I feel like the true Roma result would be 2-1. If this is the Roma I know and love, we'll win 2-1. Because that's just what they do.
I can think that it doesn't matter who, if it's Godin or Bastoni that starts. I think Zaniolo will punish either one of them.
Zaniolo could actually start that game, I think.
You think so?
Because Godin is way too slow to have Zaniolo, and he can't overpower him because Zaniolo is pretty much stronger.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of criticism towards Skriniar as well. Wow.
Yeah, I don't rate Skriniar. I have never thought Skriniar is.
Really?
I always
I
thought
think it was pretty good when they still had the back four.
He's pretty good, but he's never been a world like he's always been overrated for me.
De Vrij is their best defender. No doubt.
Exactly. But people were talking like Skriniar was the best in the world like last year. He's not. He's not. He goes in so hard into every challenge, and when he misses them, it's always a risk.
Yeah, but the Vrij is world class. A lot of the game is going to depend on him. But
I mean, Holland's national team in a 3-5-2.
It's scary.
Wow.
Scary.
Wow. De Ligt, Van Dijk, De Vrij. It's the best defense in the world by far, but could be one of the best defenses of all time if De Ligt gets as good as we think he could get.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. But if it's ever a good time to face Inter, it's now.
Yeah.
They have not been good since the restart.
We managed to draw Inter 1-1 when they were really on form. They're on form now. If we beat Verona, we have a very good chance of beating Inter. I think.
Inter have been pretty damn bad since the restart. They had the Bologna game, the Verona game, the Sassuolo game. I mean, they have lacked so much. Again, we still have, but we have better momentum than they have.
Yeah. And you know what? The best thing about us, possibly, if we beat Inter, we can shout Agostino out. Invite him to the chat if we
all I've been
win.
Thinking about the whole time, actually. Every time I think of the Inter match, I think of that little kid.
We have to win this game even more now.
Yeah.
If we lose,
if we don't,
please,
oh my,
take that away from us.
We're gonna get so killed. Oh well. But anything else you want to add?
By the way, rest in peace to Ennio Morricone.
Yeah. True. Rest in peace. He was. I think he even said that he is more a Romanista than he is a musician, and he was a. For anyone who doesn't know, he was a. What's it called?
A composer.
Yeah, composer.
Oh, sorry.
And
I thought you meant.
No.
Yeah, in his youth, he played for Roma's youth academy. That's why.
Oh.
So he Roma actually allowed him to follow his music talent. So
I remember that now.
But he did great movies. Like I think he did some work with Clint Eastwood in his Western movies. He did Hateful Eight by Tarantino.
Yeah.
And I think he's composed over 400 scores, which is just
that's incredible.
I don't know much about music, but as a man, I respect him. And rest in peace to him.
Yeah, and I like the homage we did against Parma.
Yeah.
With having the special jersey and playing one of the scores. Yeah, that was really nice.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I think this is we're gonna end it here. If you don't have anything else you want to add.
Yeah, I think that's all good from me, my side.
Okay, good. Yeah, the timestamps are gonna be in the comments as last time. We'll see you in the next podcast, I guess. And leave a like down below if you liked it. So just so we know.
And if you enjoyed it and you have other friends that could also enjoy it, please spread it, because we just want to talk about football and Roma, and it's
exactly
fun if we have people to listen.
Exactly. We need a bit of an audience so we can discuss and get some hate comments for Sasha as well.
We need those, honestly.
For real. All right. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Yes, guys.